is also there in Tajikistan. India built a hydropower station there. India also got a base there in Fakhrabad, and they are trying to enjoy their foothold in this region, so which could be used, in future against Pakistan. Other than Tajikistan, India is also there in all these Central Asian states because of economy, because of many other political and economic and strategic imperatives. So Tajikistan is a small country with small scale resources, like for example, zinc, copper, coal, and all these oil and gas resources are there, but in a very, very small number, which is not, you can say that they are going to, it is not going to shape their, future. So their GDP is a small scale GDP, which is about $8 billion, and their GDP growth has shrunk because of the COVID situation, because of the global recession. But previously in 2019, their growth was close to 7%. Inflation rate is about 5%, and the contribution to their GDP sector, their economy, is services are 41%, industry is 10%, and the large chunk of their population is focused on agriculture. So this is also something which is important for them. Their exports in billions are not, huge. $1.3 billion is their export, because they are a small economy, and their export goods are aluminium, electricity, of course, to other countries, especially in future it is going to be towards Pakistan and others. Cotton, fruits, vegetable, oil, textiles. So all these things are their exports. And their largest export partner is Turkey. And then you got Russia, which is a regional country, Iran, another regional power, Afghanistan, regional power, China, Kazakhstan, and Switzerland, which is an extra regional power. So they are the export partner. They are now let's look at their import partners, and the imports of Tajikistan are about 3.77, almost $78 billion, which is surplus from their exports, which means there is imbalance in their trade. So import goods are petroleum products. Then you got aluminium oxide, machinery, equipment, foodstuff, and their large export partner is Russia, which is 22%, and it's a regional power. Kazakhstan, which is again a regional power, 15%. China, Lithuania, Kyrgyzstan, Turkey, Iran. So all these states are there. You can say the biggest their import partners. So let's quickly look at the system of government. As I told you before, soon after their independence and the civil war which they faced after the Soviet Union's disintegration, this country was was led by Imomaliy Rahmon, and he emerged victorious after 98% of the vote. So that was something which which is considered as an authoritarian regime, supported by Russia, and I would say they installed by Russia. So Russia actually controlled their politics, their system of government. So since then, Tajikistan is a country, authoritarian regime, and one party rules Tajikistan, and Imomaliy Rahmon is the president so far. So Rahmanov first came to power in '94, and in November 2013, again, he was re-elected and began his fourth term with nearly 87% of the vote. So one-party system with the People's Democratic Party holding a nearly permanent and dominant status. And they are the only party there, no competition, and no question mark, no opposition. So Rahmanov's government has been criticized for widespread corruption, intolerance of dissent, poor public policy in education, ineffective fight against illicit drugs, and harsh treatment of Islamic extremist group. उनको काफी इन्होंने भड़काया. So this is the president of Tajikistan, and he is very, very dominant personality in Tajikistan, and he is controlling everything in Tajikistan. Why? Because he is also a good friend of Vladimir Putin. He is well connected with Russia, well connected with China. So at home, he is considered as authoritarian leader. Another important foreign policy imperative for Tajikistan is that Tajikistan is connected with SCO and CSTO. So through these organizations, Tajikistan is well connected, and they are very important. If you look at the military of Tajikistan, it is a small military, which is 6,000 personnel, and their air force is also very small. Their defense budget is not that significant. So, in an overall perspective, it's a small military. It is only for the defense, and it can't make any significant threat to any state in the region. So another important facet of Tajikistan is their relationship with India. And India is definitely, you know very well that India and Pakistan, they have got issues, they have got problems. So if India is there in Tajikistan, it is considered as a very important and very dangerous, you can say, element for Pakistan. So India and Tajikistan, both countries have been cooperating on security and strategic issues. Their economic relationship is also there, and India has set up its first overseas military base in Tajikistan at Fakhrabad, as I told you before. So India's role in fighting the Taliban and Al-Qaeda and its strategic rivalry with both China and Pakistan have made its ties with Tajikistan important to its strategic and security policies. But it is obviously, it is against the interest of Pakistan. And bilateral trade between these two states was close to $55 million, and India exports to Tajikistan were valued at $54,000, and its imports are 0.86 million. So in 2003, India stationed its aircraft on that base, and main purpose were access to natural resources and to check on China and Pakistan. But Russia, with the Russian intervention, India had to recede from their policies, and now India has not used that base for military purposes. Most of the trade between India and Tajikistan is carried out by sea, from India to Bandar Abbas, and then by road through Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan, because Pakistan never allows trade through Pakistan. So India have to take the longer route, and that route is not feasible for India in short. So, but their relationship as a landlocked country, Tajikistan's relationship with Pakistan are vibrant, and they are dependent on Pakistan to, to get access to the shortest route to the world, to maritime through maritime boundary, and Pakistan can play a very important role in their economic growth in future. Let's take a break now, and I will share the link in 5 minutes again. Thank you.